Imagine yourself, you're thousands of feet above elevation, and you're just feeling the cold breeze rush against your face while traveling like 20 miles per hour. This is the feeling when you get after snowboarding. Today I'd like to inform you guys about a brief history about the winter sport of snowboarding and a few basic riding tips on how to snowboard. Snowboarding has been one of my all-time favorite outdoor sports, according to the NBCOlympics.com. Not too long ago, in '98, snowboarding became part of the Winter Olympics, and all my friends have always been asking me how it is to snowboard and stuff, because they're all I don't know why. They're always surfers and all that, but they never go snowboarding. I don't know why, and they always want to go. And over the last few years, I think the people in snowboarding just raised dramatically, and that's part of the reason why it became a sport in the Olympics too, because it became popular really fast. And today, I'm going to discuss the basics of how to snowboard without dying and a brief history lesson about the wonderful winter sport. The first section I want to share with you is a brief history of snowboarding. I can talk about days of info about this, about how it's created and stuff, but according to sbhistory.de, basically the first snowboard invented was in 1929 by M.J. Burchett. His board consisted of a plank of plywood with strings tied to it, to the shoes of the guy's board. And people back then were inspired to build snowboard concepts from sledding mixed with skateboarding and surfing. And now the board consists of wood in the middle, so it's a wood core, and fiberglass, and then metal edges. And it's basically the ski concept. And then later in the 70s, a man by the name of Jake Burton followed close with the invention of a single board ski for years, and he came up with the idea of a snowboard. A snowboard that can function how ski functions, with metal edges and bindings. And these are bindings right here. It's to strap your boot to the board so it doesn't fly away. And this is basically a professional version of the strings tied to his boots. That was the basis of the history of the snowboard and how it became for sport goers. And now I'd like to explain to you how to actually ride the snowboard. First, before you ride, you need the proper snow attire. Basically, the waterproof jacket and waterproof pants, because you're gonna get wet because you're gonna fall a lot if you're just starting, for sure. And you're gonna need the perfect size boots. That's basically your shoe size. And then after, the next important thing is the size of the board. The normal size of snowboard should probably be from your chin to your nose area, or to the collarbone, and this is basically the right size for me. I was in between, and all varies because longer boards is for backcountry riding and stuff. Smaller boards like this one, it's for the park, all the rails and stuff. It's just on whatever you want to do. So now you're ready to ride the board. And first off, when you get on the mountain, you want to put the leading foot in the binding on the front, and that depends if you're goofy or regular stance. And I'm a goofy stance, so my leading foot's going to be my right foot. So you want to strap in your right foot, and then you go to the lift, and then you go on the lift, and this foot is going to be free. So when you get up to the lift, you put the free foot on the back of the board, and then there's going to be a little dip, to exit the lift, and then you put your foot right there, and then you just ride it down, you coast it, until you get to a designated area, because the lift just is dangerous. And then after that, you go to a spot, and then you strap in your your free flip onto the left, the back, the binding. And then after that, you slowly want to put the leading foot towards the down the mountain or the trail you want to take. And then after that, and once you start riding down the mountain, the number one rule is you don't want to ride flat, like keep flat. You always want to stay on the edge of the board, because if you're flat, you're just gonna wobble, and then you'll catch a snow, and then the edge will catch, and then you just fall on your face really hard, fast too. So to turn, if you're facing down the mountain, you look which way you want to turn. So if you want to turn right, you look to your right, and then the weight shifts, and then you always want to put the pressure on the back, so you're on the edge, so you're riding along the edge. And now it's the time. The most important of riding is to stop. If you're coming towards the end of the mountain or whatever, and you're falling, if I'm goofy right here, you want to apply all the pressure of your foot to the back of your snowboard and face, instead of facing vertically, you want to face horizontal. So if you're riding down to stop, you put all the weight to your back and bend back, and the snow just catches it there, and you'll stop immediately with no problem. So you just want to make sure you get that rotation right there, and then you'll stop, and you're fine. And now I hope I've opened up your perspective on snowboarding, and hopefully, if any of you are considering trying it out, and now you have the basics of how to ride the snowboard, and hopefully next season you try it out, you shred some snow, and have the time of your life. Thank you.
All right, Anthony, you're talking about a topic that you're interested in, that you want us to be interested in, but it really sounds dry, especially at the beginning. You're reading your introduction instead of talking to the audience. You're way more dependent on the notes than you really want to be. This is a subject that you know well, you're enthusiastic about. I think you need to get the structure in your head and get the notes out of your hands and just talk to people. You can do much better when you do that. Your exit was okay, the exit line that you had. There was an okay preview, although instead of starting with the things that you set up in the preview, actually give us a little bit of a history lesson. On the visual factors on the presentation, the best thing that you have, you got some good indicators and descriptive gestures when you're talking. I think you do a nice job on that. But your eye contact is inconsistent. You need to be looking at the audience. You are way too, like I said, script dependent. I thought you integrated the visual material into the presentation pretty well, but whenever you are not talking about the board, you tend to go back to looking at your notes and holding on to those things, and it's almost like you're kind of withdrawing from the audience again at that point. The biggest issue that I have on presentation is your energy level is complicated by paralinguistic factors. You are very low key, your energy level there's not a lot of variety in it, and the pacing seems lethargic. You need to pick it up a little bit. And again, I think a lot of that occurs because you're reading. When you start reading things, you're pacing yourself. It gets this odd cadence into what you're doing instead of talking like you're having a conversation with people, and especially about something that you are interested in. I thought, like I said, there were a couple of points where you got animated, but that was not consistent throughout the presentation. All right, thank you.